Hello, hello. Wow, feels like it's been a big week for me. I'm excited. Do you know why? I'm excited because I'm just feeling good, but I'm excited because this morning I have a chair. I have a coffee centre. Maybe I can take a little video of it. So it's separate from the kitchen. It's one of those buffets, like a buffet cabinet, and I have the kettle on it because I cannot have it on my kitchen bench. That's just, it's just, and then when anyone wants to make a cuppa, they're in the kitchen on the bench. That doesn't work for me. So for years, I've had it over in the corner opposite the kitchen. And at the moment, I have a chair there because I just can't stand for long periods of time at the moment for the last couple of years, just to do with the lipedema. Now I can actually understand a reason. I just thought it was just me being too big, which I'm sure that's part of it, but it's complicated with lipedema, and it's possible for healing. I'm discovering this is good news. Anyway, why am I excited? I go and sit down and make my cuppa in the morning, most days, and my husband said to me this morning, "Babe, you're shrinking. You're melting away." I said, "Yep, I'll take that." So that was a little bit of excitement. Anyway, day 58, day 59, day 60, day 61. Oh, I always do this. Am I 62 or 63 today? Wait 1 second. Day 60, day 61. Yes, today is Saturday, day 62. Go, Martine. World record for me. Let me just celebrate with a sip. Here's my morning. I haven't had coffee for the last few days. So this is the first coffee I've had in a few days. This is a decaf. So cheers. Let's get to what did I eat, and then I'll update you on the weight issue, weighing myself. And I've been doing more lipedema research, and that's really good. You've got to remember lipedema, the word, the label, lipedema is a new label for me. And happy for the fact that I understand, it gives me understanding. Sad for all of the negative stuff around it and the hardship that it is. It's hard. It's just hard, especially when you don't know that your fat cells aren't right. You don't know that. And you just think that this is just what everybody goes through. Anyway, let's not get into that. I'll do another video on lipedema, I think. But I left off at day 57. So let's do day 58. Sorry, I have to pull the screen down and find day 58 because I've been making other notes on hunger signals. Anyway, let's not get distracted, Martine. Don't get distracted. All right. So Tuesday was day 58 for me this week. Some days I've remembered to write the sleep and some days I haven't, but I had 9 hours sleep on Monday night. That's amazing. I woke up, I had coffee and cream, and then I had at 1:30 some fat crackle and some brisket. Now that was a full serving of fat crackle and a few slices of brisket. Then I had a cinnamon puck of tallow, whipped tallow. Then I had egg drop soup. Now, first time I've made it. I actually put it on my channel. There's shorts, and then there's also a community tab. And I'm trying to remember to just make a post on the community tab. Feel free to chat with me there. I showed a short of just the egg drop soup. So basically, I got some frozen broth out of the freezer. Look at my hair, it's everywhere. It's Saturday today, so I'm not really dressed or anything. Okay, so just full disclosure. I just got a frozen broth portion out of the freezer, popped it in the saucepan, put it on low to melt and heat. I heated it up. Once it got to boiling, I turned it just slightly off the boil, and I had mixed up, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 eggs. And all I did was tip it in to the hot broth. I did give it a bit of a swirl, but I didn't do the full-on flour, egg drop flour thing. Wow, it was fantastic. It was so what I needed. Light, hearty, wholesome, smooth. It was so tender. That egg was so tender. It wasn't overcooked. I can't stand overcooked chicken and overcooked egg. I have to make sure it's fully tender. Well, it was fantastic. So one of the quickest meals. And then I had some bread and butter. I've got written down here. This is interesting. Bread and butter. Yep, I must have just had bread and butter. I can't remember the footage of it, but so that's what I had on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to try and get through this. Oh, and Tuesday was 168 grams of fat. Tick. Got it that day. I didn't get it every day this week, but I got it that day. Wednesday, day 59. I had a coffee. I had 2 coffee pucks in the morning. Then I cooked a batch of the Wagyu fat, right? And I did a full 250 grams. I've worked out that gives me about 50 to 60 grams of fat myself, because I get out of it 1 cup of tallow. 1 cup. It's so pure white with the Wagyu. I'm going to do a video on fat, on rendering tallow, because there's several things I've learned about flavour, about texture, colour, using it for skin and using it for eating. So I want to do one on that. But just of note, I got a slight tummy ache after. Now, that's the same amount of fat that I have been eating. I love it crackled in the air fryer. That's how I've been eating it. I've never had a tummy ache after it. But I did on Wednesday. Yeah, that was the day I went and picked up the Wagyu fat. So it's $9 a kilo. Think of it like a steak. I mean, what steak can you get for $9 a kilo, right? I mean, that's a meal for me. I don't have a steak on top of that. That is what I have. So it's actually high-fat carnivore is a lot cheaper than just doing steak all the time, which, you know, I don't eat that much, so it's not that expensive. Anyway, I digress. Then I had 2.5 pork sausages, really good pork sausage with practically, I think it was 2 grams per 100 carbs in the sausage. So I'm good with that. Then I had I asked husband to pick me up some Angus patties from McDonald's, because I've only not cooked once. So this day was the second time I haven't cooked a meal for myself in 59 days. So I think I'm doing really good. And I got him to get bacon. So it was an Angus patty with a slice of bacon. I got him to get me 3 of those sets. And I thought I'd have 1.5 to 2 in a meal, which I did. I had 2. Then later in the evening, I had 1 Angus patty with 1 bacon. And I ended up taking some charcoal that day because my tummy was upset. So I've had a tiny bit. Oh, let's see where else I've had the Wagyu fat, because this is an interesting observation. So day 60, let me skim past. Here we go. Was Thursday. I had a cinnamon puck first thing in the morning. I'd had 7 hours sleep straight and another 2-hour nap. I don't know whether we're including that or not. I don't know how we include that in our hours that we've slept. Do we include any naps during the day? Because every now and again I will have a little nap during the day. Then I had a black chai tea. See, I had no coffee this day. And I was sort of starting to make some notes about hunger signals, because they're very different on carnivore. And I wanted to sort of just make a bit of a video about it. Then I had a ham sandwich on my whole egg bread. I had 3 slices. Now, I will just say this about this whole egg bread. The mold I used, the loaf pan I used, is half a slice. So when I have 2 slices, it's so little. The sandwich bread is very little. It is smaller than the palm of my hand, right? Not the regular slice of bread that you have. So 2 of these is equivalent to 1 slice of bread. And I've worked out that these little sandwiches have got 1 gram of fat each. I'm going to try and see if I can get that to 2 grams of fat without ruining the bread, but I'll experiment with that and let you know. But at the moment, they're 1 gram each. So that means like on a regular size piece of bread, it would be 2 grams of fat for my recipe. Again, it depends what size loaf pan you make it in. I do have a really big one. I haven't made this recipe in the really big one yet. I will. I've just made it in the 2 smaller ones because that's a good size for me. It's just like half a slice of bread twice. So it's like having 1 slice of bread for me in a meal, but it's in 2 slices. Hope that makes sense. So, and then I pulled out the pork belly mayo butter. I forgot I had it. I made it a while back, pork belly. I used the pork belly fat and I made a mayo butter, I'm calling it, because it's a mixture. It's a blend between mayonnaise and butter. And it's spreadable straight from the fridge. And there's no flavour with pork belly fat. So I've actually, as we speak, I've got a pork belly sous vide in the sous vide. It'll be ready at 4 o'clock today. I'm going to pull it out, slice it up, and then I'm going to, when I cook that pork belly, I just keep adding the fat to its own jar. And that is the pork belly, because it has pork, but it's not like bacon fat. Bacon has all the flavour of however the bacon's made, smoked, salted. It's got either celery powder or nitrates in it to preserve it, like to do that. That's the flavour of bacon fat. Pork belly fat doesn't have that flavour. Now, I've used some 5 spice and my spa seasoning in the bag. I vacuum seal it. But last time I did the same thing and I didn't get any flavour still. So we'll see. The flavour was it's got a slight 5 spice powder flavour, but it's in the meat. I did not find it in the fat. But hey, if it's in the fat, I'm not bothered about that. I love 5 spice powder. So I pulled out the pork belly mayo. Of course, I just want to say it's all gone now. It's gone within a day or 2 because I'm doing high fat. But that day I had that ham sandwich and I ended up putting the butter mayo on the bread. Then I had brisket and half a steak, porterhouse steak, again with some mayo. And then I did some food prep, which I've got to edit the videos for. I made chaffles and I did 3 types. I'm calling them moffles, meat waffles. My daughter laughs at me. She's like, I said, oh, I made moffles today. She goes, Mum, what is a moffle? When I had the cafe in the city in Northbridge here in Perth, I had a cafe and my point of difference ended up being paleo, keto. I did actually serve vegans. I was doing a lot of raw food. I used to make cheeses out of nuts, cashews, the whole 9 yards, did all that. And I used to name things then, and the kids would laugh at me. They're grown up kids. They all were working in the cafe. And they would laugh at me, but you've got to give stuff a name. You can't manage what you can't name, right? Anyway, so I made some chaffles and then I made up the burgers because I bought that kilo of Wagyu mincemeat, trying to see if I liked it. I do like it, but there's this flavour with mincemeat. I don't know what it is. 2 chaffles, beef and bacon burger. Oh yeah, I made those. I did the chaffles and the burgers, and then I had my dinner out of it. And I cooked some bacon, had beef, bacon, and 2 chaffles. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I just want to say thank you to those viewers that have commented. So nice. Made a few new friends. Well, Jan and I have been chatting for a while. Jan is Star Looker. Love that. She's my oldest subscriber that's been well, actually, I don't even know if she's a subscriber, but she's my viewer that's been commenting the whole time. And I think about her some days and just think, I wonder how she's going. So, hi, Jan. Love your work, girl. We're having a laugh about a few things. Now, next day is yesterday. Last day. Day 61 was yesterday. I had 100 and, oh, wait a minute. I've just got to say that on, where is it? Oh, I didn't add it up. Please hold. Okay, day 60 was 110 grams. Now let me go to yesterday and then we'll finish there. So I had a 16 grams of coffee, which must be 2 of the round ones. Then I had a burger patty, the Wagyu burger patties, and some fat trimmings. Now, I only did half a serve. I did not have a upset tummy after that. So, excuse me. Oh, with an itchy eye. So I haven't cooked another batch yet, but I will, because I want to see what I was going to do today. After the pork belly finished sous videing, I was going to use my slow cooker using the wet method for tendering some rallow. Yes, did you hear that? Rendering some tallow. Because there's a wet method. I normally use the dry method, but I'm actually going to I want to make a video about rendering tallow, because I've learnt some things even in the last couple of months, that if you're going to render your own tallow, I mean, it's way cheaper. I mean, it's not even, it's less than a quarter of it would be, oh my gosh, it's so much cheaper than it's so expensive to buy. I have got jars and jars of fat here that I've got to do something with, and not all of it is usable for mayonnaise mayo butter, because of the flavor that comes from whatever you've cooked, and you have the dripping off it. So I think I'm going to call dripping the fat that cooks off of food that you're cooking, and that I wouldn't use to make butter mayo. The taste will make me feel sick, like turning that into a butter mayo. So I'm constantly looking for fats that don't have flavor, and so I think I'm onto a winner even with the Wagyu. I mean, it's so delicious raw. I mean, I feel so weird saying that, raw fat, but I nibbled a tiny bit and I went, oh, that's nice. Took a tiny bit more, and then I ended up eating the quarter of a piece. Oh, surprised myself. Delicious. So anyway, I'm on the hunt. I'm going to make some butter mayo today or tomorrow, just depending on my energy levels, see how I go. So I had the burger patty, and then for lunch I had a Scotch fillet, and I sliced it up. I've learned a few things about Scotch and porterhouse, what I do and don't like. Of course, in America, that's called the strip and the ribeye. I actually like the name ribeye better than Scotch. And the strip, I think it's like the New York strip, but I watch the Bearded Butchers, love them, and they have they call it the strip. How's your carnivore going, or your curiosity, or your ketovore, or your keto? How are you doing? Are you struggling with anything? Yeah, have a chat below. Tell me your name if you could, if you don't mind, if you want to, because I love calling someone by their name. Call me old-fashioned. All right, I'm going to go. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love it if you shared, liked, or subscribed, or I'd actually love you the most to just say hi. That's what I'd love the most. But it all helps, right? It all helps. We all need to sort of get information that we can learn and make our own decisions from. And that's really my biggest hope with this channel, doing this, because some of this stuff's really personal. All right, I'm going to send you love, and I'm going to go, and I will see you in the next video. I have got some recipes coming up on the channel, so watch out for those. And yeah, all right, mwah. See you, bye.